The Tree Manifesto, a psilocybin-fueled discussion with nature's silent standing sentries, by Catherine Ann Lavelle. Look not to the skies, but to the center of my womb, for that is where all creation begins and ends. Mother. Even when dancing in the same breeze, every tree will choose their own direction to follow. And yet, we know the importance of our choice in directions and how it will affect our fellow dancers. Such is the planned randomness of life. One can successfully join in the dance, yet still favor a different direction if one recognizes and respects the contributions made by the wind, the earth, and the sun. This is the beauty and responsibility of interdependence. A tree will sometimes support and comfort her fallen sisters, even as those sisters lose leaves and stand silent, bleaching slowly in the seasonal sun. We all eventually fall, you see, but it helps when our sacrifice is met with compassion and gratitude, and our sisters continue to hold us, even as the energy within ebbs and recedes. Roots are one of the most important and valuable assets to any living creature. A series of moments, connected by minute threads that bind us to all times, past, future, and present. Even after a physical demise, some stumps refuse to yield. This is due to a strong, balanced root system, one that intertwines and supports its abundant environment, even after death. Put only good things back into the mother, even your physical form, which should be pure and free of toxins. Do not withhold and contaminate your last gift to this realm. You are meant to be consumed, even as you consumed when you were but energy taking energy in mortal form. Use every season to its fullest. For light and love, summer. For rest and renewal, winter. For rebirth and reclamation, spring. And for magic and reflection, autumn. Every so often, one should shed their bark, so as to take advantage of the chance to reinvent themselves into the sentient beings they were meant to be. In order to breathe ourselves into the future, one must first exhale the past, learning to let go of that which no longer serves our purpose. Breathe deep the future possibilities, bright, pure, oxygen-rich air, swirling within our mortal universe of flesh, bark, and bone. Exhale all failures, lessons, and spent carbon from stagnant lungs. You need not carry stale air into the future. Exhale every particle from a moment ago as you step into your present day, embracing the endless, lasting moment that is always present to us, as long as we continue to draw breath and sustenance from our Earth Mother. Shelter the littlest ones, those with the most potential to add success and value to the community they inhabit. Allow them refuge in the various branches of your life, work, and play. Be grateful to all those pollinators and scavengers that help to balance and sustain us. Embrace the darkness, the overcast skies, and the night, for those are the moments we move and grow and create life in the most fertile of shadows. One must occasionally and willingly embrace the darkness or risk living forever without light. Such is the way of balance. Time is simply a concept, and as such is ours to bend and redesignate. Wisdom and learning is the path to immortality, not rushing and demanding. A history of longevity far outweighs a history of selective memory. We are the keepers of the collective wisdom, and as such we observe rather than articulate. In silence there is the power of discovery. As you are quiet, the greatest of life's mysteries can almost be deciphered. One must adapt to one's surroundings. Survival depends upon the raising and lowering of our leaves and branches, which sustain our physical being. Only through observing the movements of the sun and wind can we predict the best positioning for sustenance. Allow your saplings to grow beside you as equals, even as you protect their smaller branches and delicate leaves from peril. It is through the roots that we teach our young, not with that above the surface already seen in the light of day. It is the roots, buried deep in the flesh of their grandmother, that teach our young the collective wisdom they need to grow and thrive. Everything, all life, every being, every creature, is connected by many different threads which bind us to this realm, this dimension. We are gently suspended above the abyss, tethered to this universe by a single eternal strand. Honor this connection to every creature, every blade of grass, every small stone thrown up from the depths of a boiling ocean. When we harm others, we inevitably hurt our own selves. It is the law of life force. What you do to others, you do to yourself. It is a truly sacred, intentional endeavor to always question your motivations and the effect that your decision may or may not have upon the continuum. The sacredness of the journey has been forgotten, the scenery relegated to the background of our existence. The scenery, however, is nature's glory to behold, the miracle of a beautiful, sometimes violent creation that must always be honored and appreciated. Life will always find a way to perpetuate. Challenge and struggle attract the life force, and only the fittest survive, those already equipped with the instincts to navigate this rather unstable future they are about to embrace. The strongest of roots endure. Always prepare for the storm on the horizon, for storms do not care if you desire life. They demand proof of it. Delight in the simplest of pleasures, a warm laughing breeze, joyful birdsong brought low by the sun, the lone call of an autumn loon. These are the joys we preserve as the days shorten and winter looms in reverse to our memory. Longevity requires preparation for the frigid times. The simplest of pleasures sustain us during the cold sleep, when we dream long into the bright, white-covered, silent days. Humans were never meant to go very long without climbing our branches. You were meant to daydream of evolution and go wisdom gathering in the clouds as the warm breeze rocks you gently in our arms. We were once united, joined by the common DNA we share with all of Mother's creatures. We were respected by your species for the gifts we gave and for the dreams we inspired. It is now your responsibility, your destiny to remember and reclaim our worth and our importance to your survival. So as we die, you die. So as we suffer, so shall you suffer. So as we thrive, so shall your species thrive and evolve. So as we live, so shall you live. Balance must be maintained, for without balance, chaos will continue to consume and destroy. Once that has happened, the scales will be cleared and life will begin anew. For even in the midst of destruction lives and breathes the gift of rebirth. Life requires sacrifice and violent storms to evolve. These storms are necessary for strengthening our branches. One must acknowledge every life they have taken in the name of survival. We all fall in the end, and the only consolation is heartfelt appreciation for our sacrifice. Gravity is a force known only to Mother. It is our protection, so that even as we fall back into her loving embrace from whence we came. One should never withhold their spent physical form from Mother. It is a selfish act not to allow your energy to be absorbed. It is a selfish act not to share your energy to feed others. That is community. That is sustainability. We become what we consume, and we consume to become that which consumes us. That is life force. That is God and Goddess. Even your Bible is written upon our flesh. Those supposed holy words have endured only upon our pages, even as the original authors quickly fade into obscurity and soil. Doubting the connection to others is selfish. Doubting the power of life force is ignorant. Disconnecting from the life force is an act punishable by death. Life will not exist in a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. Clean, fresh air, pure, unrefined water, compassion, sacrifice, and natural, sustainable forms of energy to consume. Without these things, life cannot perpetuate. Refusing to recycle is foolish. Your species is foolish. Allowing the wind to take your leaves is essential. You need to shed in order to grow. Otherwise, you become trapped and immobile by the weight of holding on. You can only dance if you let go. You must let go and trust gravity to bring you home. Release all that you have to the breeze. Trust that your seeds will grow where they'll be most needed and nurtured. Those unwilling to adapt to a changing wind, or season, or circumstance will die. That is the law of life force. Those trees that cannot bend are more likely to fall during the violent winds. And yet, even in their falling, we appreciate their sacrifice so that we may live. We are, all of us, grateful to and for the sacrifice. It is that unrequited gratitude that ensures our immortality. You can live a life in service to others and still live a life filled with individual joys. Such is the way of balance. The more we harmonize our movements, our voice, the more joyful our dance in the winds of time. The more we anticipate and appreciate the sunlight and warmth, the more joyful our dance in the shortness of fall and the cold chaos of a winter storm. The ability to sit quietly and watch the shadows lengthen into a falsely bright late afternoon is a true blessing, a gift one should frequently give to oneself. If you listen within the very center of your core energy, the ancient ones will whisper their secrets. Not the ones you want to know, but the ones you need to hear. The more shadowed a forest, the more secure and happy its creatures. Listen, and then hear what you are listening to. Every sound tells a story that we need to hear. There is a hidden language to every sound, the feel, the taste, the way a sound can reflect off of our leaves, the vibration in our roots, and the wind in our branches. The horrific sound of war is vastly different than the sweet tonal quality of peace. There are sounds that can soothe the restless spirit, and noises that can turn humans into madmen. Listen. Shh. Listen. And then hear what you are listening to. Believe in your being. You are here in existence to exist, to be grateful, to move in grace, and to honor that gratitude by believing in your being. This existence is absolute until it is not, for then there is nothing. Honor your grace by believing in the importance of your existence. It is a gift. It is a gift to just be. We are the continuation of the perpetuation that needs no modern God. Even atheists must honor the natural world, for the natural world needs no God to continue our presence upon the mother. Nature is dark and shadowed, with moist and rich fertile beginnings. She is violent and secretive, and wide open sunny spaces. Nature is deep in your womb, and cradles our roots, and sustains life through destruction and abundance. We are the dark tunneled burrows of nature's inner sanctum. We are of the goddess, the many parts of her entirety. Gaia you, she of the threefold face, our mother who art all around us. Rejoice in the fluidity of nature. The fluidity of nature. Our immortality lies within the cycle, the spiral, the labyrinth of seasonal changes. As above, so below. We are born, we consume. We die, we are consumed. We are absorbed, and in our dissolution, we help something else become. We recycle life. That is survival. We survive through sacrifice. We honor that sacrifice, and eventually, we are part of that sacrifice. This is our everlasting life. No immortality is ever awarded to those that waste the energy they consume and disregard the consequences of their actions upon the continuum. Everything dies a physical death. Preserve the roots always. The roots, even after death, hold the entire history of ever. Look for fog. Encourage the visual softening. Fog changes your perspective. It allows the shroud of mystery to open up to your motivations. Revel in the atmospheric changes. Even when you cut us down, we remain with nature, our seeds, our remnants, always a part of nature's immortality and eternal presence. We are life everlasting. When you embrace the inevitability of death, you are also embracing the miracle and fragility that is life. By understanding and even celebrating our frailty, we increase our gratitude for every second of existence, every breath taken, every memory given space in the secret garden that is the living heart. The life force requires connection. We must reconnect all species to the place of beginning, though aware of the life force's imagination and adaptability. All creation requires sacrifice. Gratitude makes the sacrifice bearable. Gratitude is mandatory for survival. The other way is unsustainable and will always fail. Gratitude is mandatory for survival. You must dance in order to survive the most violent of storms. The absence of motion is defeat. Dancing is the opposite of defeat. The outer bark is simply a container for our energy that resides within, which never subsides, only changes and refocuses. We are all made up of the same energy that fuels the continuum. It is imperative to the survival of your species to adjust your perceptions. Refocus your priorities. Remove the blinders from your mind and see through the many lies that were told by your ancestors as they were forced to justify the slaughter and destruction of so many life forms. Become moved to tears over the true majesty and magic of nature, and treat every woodland, forest, and river as the sacred place they've always been. Immerse yourself in the moment. Eternal life is an endless stream of appreciated moments. Be prepared to be amazed at every opportunity. Universal energy loves to be viewed with awe-inspiring appreciation. Be prepared to wait. It is in the waiting patiently that a beautiful life happens, as each new facet is allowed to appear and roost peacefully, appreciated for its own individuality within the continuum. Each of us carries the collective memories and history of us all. That is our immortality. We are connected through our roots, even as those roots wither and make way for other roots to grow, accumulating an eternity of shared wisdom and knowledge. If you honored the roots, you would have more wisdom. True wisdom grows when it's allowed to develop in those quiet spaces between contemplation and realization. Allow those quiet spaces to exist always. They are of the greatest importance to your health. Spend a day, a week, a month, watching while the sun changes his positions throughout the day. There is a certain wisdom in wasting time, in dancing when the wind allows it, in lifting our branches to simply taste the air. True appreciation for living helps more good things grow. Life always perpetuates in the wet, shadowy places. Evening sun is best enjoyed outside. We help to lengthen his presence. As the shadows of night close in, beautiful mysteries will begin to unfold. For any creature to thrive, they must have an appreciation for both the light and the darkness. We are all eternal. The world you know is just an illusion. Close your eyes, breathe deep and long, and you will see the light through your core being. That is the true path to enlightenment. The core, your roots, will always tether you to the truth, and the truth will help you finally pierce this illusion. The distractions are of no importance if you see with the wisdom of the continuum. All paths are connected. All energy is one. All life is sacred. Within the single death of one tree in a forest, there are 10,000 new beginnings. Appreciate the skin for housing your energy. Honor the trunk for nourishing your soul. All energy consumption is a sacred event. Always treat it as such. Within one single breeze is a symphony of musical sounds, each harmonizing with the other to create an epic world concerto, worthy of the finest ear. So listen. Shh. Listen, and then rejoice in truly hearing what you are listening to. Sound is color, feeling, and taste. Appreciate the texture of sound. Immerse yourself in the color and taste of a single tone. We can hear tomorrow's secrets because we live eternally in the moment of today. All life is exceedingly beautiful in its miraculous complexity of coming together, combined with the balance of flesh and spirit. This balance is the true God, a goddess of science and nature. Nature needs no modern God to continue existing in every planetary molecule. We are of and we are in nature, the oldest god, the strongest goddess. We are continuous and varied and perpetual from one life form to the next. The closer you are to nature, the closer you are to continuing renewal and everlasting life. Respect and revere the chaos of nature, and revel in her abundance even as you kneel, bowed and broken by her retribution. For even in chaos shall there be a pattern. Nature requires balance, and the life force requires natural law. Give in to the sacredness of being, of bending, of submission to the storm. We require the storms that sometimes destroy us, for in our destruction, life perpetuates. This is the way for all of Mother's children. We must accept the sacrifice and be grateful for the sacrifice in turn. Creation happens through harmony, discord, then harmony once again. Survival and the perpetuation of life is the prevailing purpose of the life force. Life renews through death. Death helps life regrow and renew once again. So goes the continuum. We are all connected all of the time. What we do affects every other living being. We exist in a plurality. We are many others within one. When you can see the entirety of the universe in your neighbor's eyes, then you can be a better neighbor. The opportunities for immersive connection to nature are not infinite and must be nurtured, protected, and appreciated for their ability to heal the human heart. One selfish life does not outweigh the sacrifices of others. Travel in a state of grace. Act grateful and feel gratitude always. The life force is not kind nor angry. It is not loving or hateful, nor does it watch over and judge or answer a child's fervent prayers. It just is. Each moment is a perfect tiny gift from a universal energy. Be grateful for every breath and taste of sunlight, for our next series of moments is never guaranteed. Stand tall and strong as long as life allows you to do so. And when it no longer allows you to stand tall and strong, rely on the branches of others to hold you up until such time when Mother calls you back into the sacred forest. The key to death is life, and the key to life everlasting is energy. We are all energy, all of us, all of the time. Thank you for reading and listening to these words that came to me after partaking of Mother's medicine. And perhaps if we all listened a bit more to the wisdom of our trees, if we could use the Tree Manifesto as a sort of guide to life in general, we could possibly change this current world nightmare into a dream of hope and sustenance. There are many lost and hidden languages that the human brain can once again learn to hear and understand. By using the powerful and natural tool of psilocybin, the entire Rosetta Stone of nature's vocabulary can be deciphered and relearned, allowing us the ancient knowledge and wisdom that could very well end up saving our species from the brink of extinction. Remember, the more open the mind, the greater the amount of knowledge acquired. And we all know that knowledge, after research, experience, and rumination, becomes wisdom. As for humans, wisdom is the only real accrual to save us. It is the only thing that can help our species rise above the baser instincts of narcissistic greed and a capitalist society to evolve into the sentient, enlightened beings we were always meant to become. We must live in grace, survive in gratitude, and die with dignity, for the universe will recycle us back into the continuum where we will become and begin again always anew.